In iRacing this week, we have one of the more unique sports car special events, the Bathurst 1000. Here's all the details. This race features the Gen 3 Australian supercars at Bathurst Mount Panorama for 1,000 kilometres. That's 161 laps, and the race will last about 6 hours, give or take. Why should you race this? Well, in my opinion, it's probably the toughest sports car endurance special event we have. Arguably, it's Nürburgring 24, I could see the argument for it, but these cars are just monsters compared to anything that races in that race. So for me, this one takes the cake. This is a huge challenge and one that is definitely worth taking on if you fancy something like that. Here are all the time slots for the race on your screen now in GMT, and unique thing about this event, the first time slot will run on Australian servers specifically. Typically special events just run on the US servers, but for this event, the first time slot gets an Australian server specific time slot. The rest will just run on US servers. You can convert these into your own time zone, but I have a channel in my Discord server that automatically shows it in your time zone, so click the link in the description below and join the server if you want it done for you. To sign up, you'll have to find the Bathurst 1000 in your series list. Just search Bathurst and make sure you don't have any filters enabled, and both should show up. There is a different one for the US and the Australian one, so obviously make sure you're looking at the right one, otherwise you might miss your time slot. To sign up, you'll need to declare all the drivers who will drive the car at the point of signing up the team. The minimum number of drivers is 2, the maximum is 16. It will not let you sign up if only one driver is selected. All time slots for this race will be open setup races. If you need a setup for this race, I recommend checking out Pete VDK's Discord server. I'll put a link in the description below. He posts free setups for this car every week, including this week for Bathurst. It's already up, so I recommend checking that out because they are pretty highly recommended. Fun fact for this race, the Australian server race and the US server race have different forecasts because they're two different series. So here's the Australian forecast, and as you can see, big chance of rain before the practice session, so potentially a wet start to the race, but not a lot of chance of rain later on. Meanwhile, the US server race has basically no chance before the practice session, but it cranks up right as the race is due to start to about 24% there. So depending on which one you prefer, one might be more forgiving than the other, but keep these forecasts in mind when choosing your time slot. To enter this race, you'll need a C-Class sports car license or a D license at 4.0 safety rating or above. Sign up for the race will last 1 hour instead of the usual 30 minutes, and the practice session at the start will last 30 minutes instead of the usual 3 minutes. Qualifying is the usual 8 minutes and 2 laps though. There is a stop and go after 50 incident points, and then another stop and go every 20 incidents after that. There's no disqualification limit though. It says stop and go, but usually in these events it's actually a drive-through, so keep that in mind. It might not be quite as bad as it sounds. The maximum split size for each split is 30 cars. The fuel and tyres in the pit stop for this car are done at the same time, so there's no need to try and double stint tyres if you're coming in for fuel. You might as well put tyres on anyway, and honestly, I do not see the tyres lasting 2 stints in this car anyway. It might be tough to keep them alive for 1 whole stint, so keep that in mind when you're practicing. That's everything for this race. Let me know in the questions below if you have any comments, and I'll see you in the next one.